The writer of this book is Dr. Nasser Engheta, who had gathered painstakingly information from diverse resources about the life of the greatest emperor and conqueror of the medieval Persia. Nader Shah was born from a poor family in a remote village in northern Khorasan. Uh, yes. Um, he belonged to Afsahrid tribe, a very simple uh, nomadic people. He was employed in Shah Tahmasp's army as a foot soldier at first, but he climbed up the ladder of success very gradually and eventually became the head of the entire Safavid armed forces. He was extremely courageous, brave, wise, disciplined, and a military genius that the world has ever seen. Uh, Shah Tahmasp was a very weak king surrounded by sycophantic and corrupt advisors. He engaged in debauchery and spent most of his life making disastrous political decisions. Persia was falling into pieces from internal turmoil and riots. The Ottoman in the west, the Russian Caucasus, Georgia, Armenia, Turkmenistan in the north, the Afghan and the Baloch in the east were all rising against Shah Tahmasp. Nader was very faithful and loyal to Shah Tahmasp and did not wish to disrespect the previous Safavid kings who had brought so much honor and greatness to Persia. He managed to suppress and squash the internal rebellions around Persia as well as driving the Ottoman Empire back to their borders, as well as taking full control of Armenia, Caucasus, and Georgia in the north. He also managed to drive the Afghan tribes away from the capital back to their own territory. Nader Shah, he was greater than Alexander the Great in many aspects. Unlike Alexander the Great, who just wanted to conquer and destroy, and that was his interest, Nader Shah's goal, or Nader's goal, was keeping the Persian territory as it used to be at the peak of the Safavid dynasty. He treated his enemies with respect and did not massacre them after they had surrendered. He would free all the enemy soldiers and allow them to return to their country in the most gallant and courteous fashion. He was admired by his enemies for his firmness in the battlefield and gentleness after being victorious. His military approach, such as double envelopment, attack in the oblique order, feigned retreat, deceptive and offensive tactics, were copied in the 19th century by Napoleon and in the American Civil Wars, and later on in the 20th century in World War I and World War II.